Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the pristine, untouched wilderness of the Calmlands. I go and get another pallet up there. See, I don't know if I need to because the field one is quite a bit smaller, so we'll drive back up there and just get the little bit of the pallet that we've got. While it just spreads out that bit, let me jump into this one. Noisy boy here, and we'll drive this one back to the yard. So this field is rolled. Everything is now done in all fields that we can do, apart from just liming this one down here, which we're going to get done in a minute. Right, that one has stopped unexpectedly. I'll be honest, it wasn't all that unexpected. Let's bring you back in over here. I guess that little tiny trailer would be perfect to go behind like a pickup or something like that. So I'm just going to lower the roller down there. Shut off Noisy Boy. And then we'll go to you. And we will go and get the last few hundred litres of lime that we've got up at the dealership. I'm going to buy another bag of lime at the dealership. I've given it some careful thought. I know I'm overthinking this. It doesn't really matter. We can come back up here at any point and we can just get that last little bit. But, you know, I take these decisions very seriously, because if we commit to buying it, we've then got to commit to coming up here and getting the stuff. And that's the bit that I don't necessarily want to do. So let me go in here and buy a bag of lime. Is there any bags of lime we can buy that are only 1,000 litres? Maybe I should do that. Except I don't want to. I'm going to buy it. I'll buy it. We'll just go like this. Right, so we'll load that bit up. Is that? Yep, that is taking the small bit. And then we go here. So I've got 700 litres of lime left. Once I pick that one up, there we go. I run this back. I'm not going to use 700 litres of lime in the little bit of our field that we've got left to do, which means I'm going to need to go over to our farm, start spreading on the field down there, then run back to the dealership and get the last bit of lime from there. Probably should have kept the trailer and just taken 2 more bags over before we sold it, shouldn't I? Now, that would have been a more sensible option, but the more sensible option always ends up being, well, I was going to say the dull option, but it's not necessarily dull. It's just I never actually think of the more sensible option until after the fact. It's probably a reflection on me rather than anything else. Not that I'm saying that out loud. Let's go over here. Start spreading that. Now, if we go along here, and then if you whiz round the corner like that, you do the whole lot much quicker. And there's a little tiny bit there. There's a couple other little bits in the field. Don't care. Leaving them. I'm not going to bother with them. I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to have to do this from across the road. I've worked in places like this, where you've actually had to do this. I've done this before. You have to go across the road. Check both ways. Go across the road. Do the gate. Like that. There. And then you can go back. I did check both ways. Honest. I did it with my ears. And then you go in here and we can carry on working. But yeah, I have worked in places where you've got to do the gates, but you can't do the gate from beside the gate. You've got to go and park up on the other side of the road. Another place I worked, you had to drive down the road about 100 yards, well, 100 meters, 100 yards, pull in a lay-by, and then walk back up the road to be able to close the gate. So if you had stock in the field at the time, you could not get in and out of that field unless you either parked on the road and then hope that the animals... It's always difficult to get a vehicle through a gate if you've got stock in the field. There's always a challenge anyway. Trying to do that from the side of a road is even more of a challenge, because if the animals get out, you can be in a lot of trouble. So you would normally only attempt to do something like that if you know your animals are definitely not going to be breaking out. If you've got a double gate set up so that you get through the first gate, close that one, open the second gate, and then go through there so the animals can't get out on the road, basically like a double lock gate. Well, a lock gate, essentially, like you would have on a canal or something like that. You know, two sets of gates, so you don't get something going through in the wrong way. Quite a few places I've worked on have had the double gates in order to be able to get in and out, which normally your double gates are only set up for a tractor and something very small on the back, like a fertilizer spinner. Because you don't want to be using up loads of space with your double gate, because otherwise it's just eating into the field. Other places I've worked, you haven't got a double gate on there, and what we've had instead was you just got to take somebody along with you. But the place where I work, where you had to park 100 yards down the road to be able to open and close the gate, they didn't ever put stock in that field. That one was an arable field, but it was still a bit of a jolly nuisance to have to open and close that gate whenever you were going in. Because of the area we lived in, the gates had to stay closed at all times. If you left the gate open, then you could get people pulling their cars in there and fly tipping and stuff like that. So the gates were not only closed whenever we weren't there. If we were in the field and working, then the gate could be open. But if you were going in and collecting something from the field and then driving away, because of how far it was from the farm, it meant that there'd be no one there with the field for about an hour. If you'd gone and collected something from the field and you were driving away. So if you had straw on the ground and you were gathering up bales, you'd be gone for at least an hour before you could get back again. You couldn't leave the field unattended for an hour. The area that we lived in was a poor reflection on the area we lived in. You'd have people stopping and fly tipping in that short space of time. You'd have people stopping, pulling in, going in there with their cars, causing trouble. It was a bit of a pain, and so what you had to do was you had to close the gates every time. And the only way to do that was to walk up the road from the lay-by. And that was also a bit of a jolly nuisance. So you had to drive out of the field, up to the lay-by, walk the 100 metres back to the field, close the gate, put the chain in, padlock it, and then walk away again. And that particular farm that I worked on, any gate beside the road was padlocked. Like, they were all padlocked. I mean, it was a number combination padlock. And those are really good, so long as you can remember the number. They're also really good if you... Which one is this taking it from? Yeah, they're really good so long as you can remember the number combination. And we did have a couple of people working there that didn't remember the number combination sometimes. And they're also... those padlocks are a bit more prone to seizing up in bad weather, I've noticed. So, yeah, sometimes you'd get there and the padlock just wasn't going to open, and so then you'd have to get the bolt cutters out, chop it off, and put another one on. But we had a bulk lot of these padlocks that all had the same number on. And it was you were told right at the beginning that if you left the number lock, if you left the padlock there, with the opening combination just there, because some people do, they'll use the padlock and have the openings combination, and they'll just leave it on that instead of zeroing out the numbers. We were told right from an early point that if you did that, it was a sackable offence. That wasn't a warning, that wasn't anything, that was a sackable offence, because we had all padlocks the same number. I did point out that maybe it would be easier if we, had padlocks with different numbers, and then, there's less danger of anyone else getting hold of the number. It'd be more secure, but they didn't want to do that because obviously it's easy for everybody to forget the numbers. Now, I don't think it's worth me bothering going and getting a bit. That's going to bug me. Except that it's going to be gone soon. We won't be able to see it in a minute. I suppose I should. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on the map. We'll let the map decide. There. It's that little tiny bit there. And a little bit in the middle. I've got a couple spots over here as well anyway. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. We got almost full spreader load over there. We can go and use that another time. This spreader, I could put it in a shed. Now, I did originally say that I wasn't sure that I wanted to leave stuff here next to the farmhouse. But I actually think that the spreader and the lime, this isn't a bad place to put it for now. So that's where we're going to put this one. We're going to back that one right in there like that. And lower that down. And that's where that one's going to live for now. Probably change it in the future, but for now, that's where that one's going to live. And then this tractor, this one will live up here, like that. The only thing I've left outside in the rain at the moment is that front loader, and that does need to go in the shed, but I'm not going to worry about that now. We're going to go and sleep. We've done it! Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it! We've got lime, we've got rolled, we've done everything. We will do more logging on the morrow. So we go here and we sleep. This will take us through until October. And how much are we going to have to spend? We do have that tractor, which is an added expense now. But that's just going to, like, you know, it's vehicle leasing costs 92. Right, that's going to be a regular thing, the 92. I'm quite happy with that. That's essentially our food. I know that we're also doing, we're also doing, what do you call, hired help whenever possible on here. But yeah, I'm still quite happy with that. I think that's going to work nicely. So we've got a 75% yield bonus on this field because we were only able to get one lot of crop in here. We had one lot of oilseed radish and we haven't got any fertilizer of any kind. This field here is sort of a mixture. It is a peculiar looking mixture. And we have 5,500 euros at the moment. Then we are going to be wanting to sell that flour that we've got at the mill. Flour, best price is January. Best price is January for flour. It says 648 and we're 689 at the moment. So, I mean, we're pretty close to that. It may go higher then. It may actually get higher. I mean, we're in October now, so we've got... It's getting closer. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to chop down more trees. I think we will leave this tree here. Leave that one well alone. So we've got some trees up here in the corner that we want to chop down. We're going to need to get a stump grinder of some kind so that we can grind out the stumps and remove those. And then we're going to want to be able to buy more land with trees. And I'm thinking that this one here is the bit that we should go for first. So that we've got... There's all of these trees in around here. There's a lot of trees there we'll be able to use. And there is an easier way for us to have a look and see what we've actually got. If we just go like this very quickly. So we can have a look over here. So we've got quite a big area of trees up on this bit, which would be area 41. We haven't got any more that we can cut down here. These are area 41 as well, but that's like 180,000 to go and buy that. It does get prohibitively expensive. If we get the other area, we've got these trees along the side here, which I don't actually want to cut down. I think that's a bit churlish going in and cutting all of those down. That's not very good, because that's kind of like a barrier. It's a visual barrier separating out the more industrial areas, and I don't really want to get rid of all of that. So we've got this over this side. There's a nice lot of trees here. We can cut down all of the trees in there. There's a lot of trees there that we can cut down up beside this bit. Up all the way up to here, actually. So we've got trees here. We've got loads and loads of them in there. There's 5 or 6 different loads of trees right in that bit. And that's for 97,000. So it's not going to be the cheapest to get. And then once we've got that, so we get 97,000 from cutting down these trees. We then get those trees. And then third time, The third purchase will be Area 41 up here. And that means then we've got all of this bit here, and we can start thinking about ploughing, how we're going to plough this up, because this is going to end up sort of being too... I don't really want to do that as one big circle, because that means leaving the hired... We'd have to have the hired help working, but because we've only got 1 day a month, it means you've got to sort of stay with it and nurse it through the various different things it's doing. I think it'd be better if this was 2, maybe even 3 sections. We'll see about that. I'm not quite sure yet. So what I want to do at the moment is find trees that I can cut down. I think we'll start from up here. We can take trees all the way over here. It's getting the trees loaded. Like that, these ones that are higher up the bank, those up there, they're out of the map. We can't cut them down anyway. I got like this one here. This one we own. I think we own this tree, and so there's that one up there as well. So let's do this one first. Right, see, now I've got the super strength. That does actually work. It's just those other tree stumps not working properly for whatever reason. Don't know why those tree stumps we weren't able to remove them. I would have been fine with, because we were doing building work, I would have been fine with removing those using the super strength. That sort of seemed to fit in with the theme of what we were doing. When you're in there doing all of that landscaping work, so it makes sense that you would be able to remove them at the same time. This up here, we're not up here with machines doing loader work. So no, you wouldn't be on this bit. Let's try cutting it right there. Is that right? That's 8.8 meters. Yeah, that's perfect. And then I want to go here, about there, I think. So that one is 9 meters, and then that one is 7.4. Perfect. It's just trying to load these up once we're done. I was trying out some different things to see if I can figure out why the stumps, I can't get rid of them with this. I can go and I can get rid of the whole trees using the, like, that's the lumberjack thing. But the stump there, I can't. And this one, I can't either. So I don't know if this is something related to the map or if this is something else. Really have no idea, but the stumps I can't get rid of, whereas I can get rid of them on other maps. Whether it's to do with the fact that I've altered the terrain or something different, I really have absolutely no idea. Now, as I left you last time, I was getting ready to chop down a few trees, so that is what I'm going to carry on and do. We need to keep an eye on the flour, because we want to sell what the little bit that we've got up at the mill, and that is currently on 649. January is the highest price for flour. There isn't anything else that we've got at the moment that we can sell. So we're going to stick with the plan that I was talking about, which is, well, I'm literally just talking about it to you. It's buy the land up here. So we've got that one and that one. This one's quite expensive. This one is cheaper. So we want to get 97,000 so that we can buy that one, which in turn will allow us to buy that one up there once we get a bit more money coming in. It's going to require quite a lot of trees cut down. But then that will give us a big chunk of land over here. I mean, of course, the other option is that I buy this and I start setting up pigs early. But I don't really want to do that, because buying the pigs too early is just going to mean that we're going to be sort of committed to the pigs. Now, I didn't really want to chop down this tree, because I wanted it to stay beside the house, but I figure that we can grow another one some other time, and we won't worry about it. So I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to chop this one down. Now, I'm curious if I can get rid of the stump here. So I can see it there. If I double tap Alt, and you can see that the lumberjack option does come in there. We've got it right there so that we can actually use it. Right there. That does work. And if I go over the stump, it's not giving me the option to remove the stump with the lumberjack mod, which is really weird. I don't understand why that is a thing. I mean, it is. It's unfortunate, and we're just going to have to learn to live with it. So we will do that. We will do just that. We will live with it. So let me go up through here like this. I think that's everything. And I got that one there. Alright, let's chop that one. And then we'll go up to here and chop that one. Ooh, I reckon about there will probably do it. So that one, that's 9.2 meters. Okay, that was a little bit longer than I was expecting. And we'll go on to the next one. I'm going to leave that one up there. I will take this one down. And we're going to get a trailer load of timber. I'll cut down several trees. We're going to have a decent tree felling session now. I've got one over there that I was working on just when I was sort of finishing up my last recording. I'm going to work along the side of the hill here for a little bit. And right, I don't actually have the lumberjack thing on at the moment. Looks good. And then if I run up... Oops, careful. Right, running up the tree doesn't always work. But you can do it sort of sideways like this, and this works as well. Like that. There we go. Right, and... okay, so this one we want to cut about there, and that is 8.8 meters. And then this one I want to cut about there, I think. That is 9 meters. Yep, that's fine. This one I already cutted it up, and this one we will go and cut. I can't remember. I think we get like 8 or 9 trees into a trailer. So that's what we will aim for. 8 or 9 trees. I mean, ideally we're going to be taking several loads, so we'll actually aim for more than that. I should think if we get like a couple loads worth, then we can just sort of work on it from there. Let's go to you like that. Okay, and then right, next ones. So do I want to take that one down? See, I didn't want to take too many down right up against the farm. I kind of like wanted to leave a few behind. I mean, I figure I suppose I can always go back and put a few more back there later on if that's what we want to do. But yeah, like we can go and plant trees, and we can either do that with the tree planter and do it that way, or we can just use the landscaping and buy a fully grown tree and dump that in there. We have a number of options here that we can go and use for this. Right, let's run down over here and start with this tree. And if we run up through there, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but if the circle is being a little bit weird for you, like it's getting offset and not positioning quite where you want it to on the tree trunk. So I don't know if you can see the circle. No, you can't see the circle. Right, the circle there is quite faint at the moment. It's directly underneath the chainsaw right now, but sometimes it sort of seems to drift and offsets itself slightly weirdly, and you can correct that. You just turn the chainsaw off and on again. Literally, it's the age-old IT solution. Just turn the chainsaw off and on again. So just do that, and then it corrects it. Quite beautifully as well, I might add. And we will go up here and take you over there. There we go. Right, chop that one down, and then chop that one. Ideal, and then go and chop Here. And there. 8.7. Yep, I've already chopped those over there. So I've got one more to do. Oh, I'll be kneeling down. I want to do this. I want to run. And next one. This is 4 or 5 trees that we've chopped down now. I'm not actually sure how many we've chopped down now. We've got... What did I do over there? I think I did 1 over there. And then I've got a few over here. I don't even know how many I've done over this side either. So, yeah, it's purely guesswork at the moment. And run down to here. So, a few people were saying that you like the idea of, like, running the timescale. Although, a lot of you said that you weren't actually all that concerned about the timescale. You know, at least try to keep things moving forward rather than staying too long in one season. But... like, it does present a bit of a challenge, especially to start off with. We've got these various different bits and pieces that we need to... Did you see that? Look. Look. The tree stump. I was actually able to remove it. I don't actually want to do that with all of them, because, like, it sort of feels a bit cheaty using that. But... it's working on some of them. So why isn't it working on the others? That's working fine. Right. Let's go over here. What about you? Hey. I wonder if it's anything to do with the fact that it's up against the house. Like, it's in the main yard in here. Like, I can remove those stumps out there. But these... I wonder if this is, like, maybe it's... these trees are done differently. Maybe they're a different model or something. Okay, that one works. It was this one here. It was the one under there as well. I mean, I tried everything with that other one, but... this one here is not having it. I have tried everything with this one here. And the one underneath the barn as well. I tried everything with that one, but instead we just raised up the entire level of the barn and put the barn in anyway. The others, I will get a stump grinder. This is hardcore. I'm not supposed to be removing them like that anyway. I just wanted to do it because, like, suddenly it seemed to work when it hadn't been working before. So I won't be doing that anymore. I will get a stump grinder and I will do this properly. But yeah, so... it seems to work with most of them. It just doesn't seem to work. Whether it's because I moved the ground underneath them to start with, and that's caused it to go a bit funny. I mean, that's entirely possible. Really think of that to start with, but that could actually be the reason that it's doing it. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Right, let's take that one down there. So that is 9 meters on that one, and then... let's go up here. There. Crouch down a little bit of an angle. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.